Hey, insight number 4 here. We're going back to like a warning and like a preparation for being prepared. We talked about that in the first one, about having the faith and the preparation of being prepared in the sort of like that. And this one sort of ties back into that. It's always how the Lord sort of seems to give revelation. He'll start off with one thing, give you some information in the middle that's really good, and then sort of wrap it back. You notice that conference talks will do the same thing. The prophet will often talk to us like this, and the Quorum of the 12, and actually the other leaders. They will start off with one thing, put some information in the middle that really helps or covers the topic at need, and then bring it all back to the first point and the actual thing about being prepared in this instance, or whatever they're talking about. Like President Nelson's talked about joy, the gathering of Israel, just name two. Elder Holland always talks about keep going, keep trying, don't give up. A few of them have talked about, like infuriating and fairness that Elder Renlund talked about. He often talks about things like that Christ will help you. He will come and help you. There's just wonderful talks like that. Our Elder Bednar's one about the topi and the cheetahs. That's a good one. President Packer years ago, Spiritual Crocodile. That's another good one. Starts on a topic, gives you the information, wraps it back to close it off. So that's what's happening here. And so we're going back to, it's a long, really winded way to say, we're going back to preparation. Oh, sorry, I keep knocking that. Oops. Okay, so verse 54 says, because this is talking about looking for the things and speaking after the manner of the Lord, because the Lord is going to come again. And even though this is, oh my gosh, keep knocking you, sorry. Even though this is 1831, the Lord is in their time, and like the Lord's time, that is soon. For them, they were thinking, oh, it might be next week. And, we're nearly, 200 years later almost. But it is still something that is nigh at hand, as far as you look at not just our timeline, because our timeline seems, long to us. Look at the world and the whole plan timeline, and you see that our little bits like that. So you can kind of get that. All right. So 54. And until that hour, there will be foolish virgins among the wise. Sound familiar? And at that hour cometh an entire separation of the righteous and the wicked, and in that day will I send mine angels to pluck out the wicked and cast them into an unquenchable fire. So, foolish virgins among the wise? Parable of the 10 virgins? Yes, it is. And it was about preparation, because those that prepared were ready, and those that weren't missed out. And that's pretty much there, although that's done in some more graphic, type graphic imagery. And that, they will be plucked into an unquenchable fire because they weren't prepared. They didn't do anything about all the warnings that the Lord has given us. They didn't do anything about all the warnings the prophet has given us from the Lord, like all these things. And it's more about being prepared. Our growth and learning, the experiences we have, is an oil that lights only our lamps, the same as the 10 virgins. We cannot share that oil. And it's only through our experience and our growth and our learning that we create that oil. We cannot share that oil. We can encourage others to get their own. We can help them get their own. But that's the only way you get that oil, is by living your life and doing those things that the Lord would have you do every day to help you prepare. That's the only way you get the oil for your lamp. So have you created a reserve of oil for your own lamp, or have you just got enough for the lamp? Like, are you just prepared for Sunday, or are you actually thinking about come follow me for next week? I know it can be exhausting. I get that. But are you every day making effort to do these things? Because the more you make the effort to do them, the easier they become. To do come follow me, to say your prayers every day, to read scriptures every day, even if it's one verse or one sentence. Are you reading them every day? I still am not reading them every single day, but I do read them often. I read other books that are good every single day. Other church publications, other uplifting material, even online. Are you, what is your online content looking like? Is it stuff that is going to uplift you and help put oil in your lamp, or is it stuff that's taking away from putting oil in your lamp? And there's both. I have a game on my phone that doesn't help me put oil in my lamp, but the stuff I look at on Instagram really does. So there's places for both. It's not all about just being utilitarian. There's got to be joy in that journey. Remember, there's got to be fun to be had. But you still need to be creating oil for your lamp like every single day in the best way that you can, giving your best effort. So yeah, the constant, consistent daily acts of discipleship that this oil is drawn from. There you go. All right. So the quote from this one, I thought, well, we just had President Hinckley over in Insight number 3, so let's get Marjorie Pay Hinckley because she's pretty awesome. Very smart lady and very funny. Very wise. Very much one of those, had plenty of oil in the lamp, and quite openly, I remember her saying that in a letter she wrote to her kids that they decided to read scriptures every day for an hour that year. They were into day 5 and she was only 4 days behind, so they'd done it once. But this is the thing, she was quite actually teaching us even back then when it wasn't quite the thing to do, that your effort is what counts. And it's that trying. It's really hard sometimes to remember with everything going on, but please try and make the effort because it really will make a difference. But anyway, she said, everything you are learning is preparing you for something else. So whatever you're learning right now, whatever you're going through is preparing you for something else, is putting oil in that lamp so that you can do the next thing, so that you can do the next thing after that, and continue to have oil in your lamp ready for when the Saviour comes, that you will be good and right where you need to be, right where you want to be. We'll talk about where you need to be. It's like, well, it's our choice. We want to be there, right? That's what we want to do. We want to be there. So you need to have that oil in your lamp. So it's that constant, consistent, daily, good discipleship, acts of discipleship that will get you there. Alrighty. I'm going to hop over to 61 to finish off. See you there.